Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review The Taint, bustin' skulls and bustin' nuts.
Directed by Drew Bolduc and Dan Nelson. Starring Drew Bolduc, Colleen Walsh, and Kenneth Hall. The Taint is about an apocalyptic society where men with raging boners are killing women thanks to scientists who are trying to make a boner serum and then go off on a killing rampage. So what do we like, boys?
This film had so much gore, it was absolutely awesome. Like, we were seeing skulls being smashed in, heads exploding, decapitations.
There is so much blood. The actual head crushes were so good. That realistic brain, so dope. Just, why are you holding it and crying?
Oh my god!
It's important to know that this is a trauma film and it's very reminiscent of an Astron 6 film. And if you've seen Father's Day, then you'll probably like this movie because this one's fucking batshit crazy. It jumps around, it's weird, it's low budget, and there's a lot of dicks. More than boobs, there are boobs, but there are tons of dicks and dicks that come.
Don't eat while you're watching this film.
He was eating a chicken sandwich with mayonnaise on it when a guy started busting a load.
Thank God there was boobs. Oh, I like the fact that the lead character looked like a cross between Napoleon Dynamite, Rod Stewart, and Weird Al.
I thought he did a really good job too. I thought he was just like the right kind of weird because they make him just like this douchebag that nobody should like, yet he is one of the more likable characters somehow.
He's really funny in the film. That's what it comes down to. He's got these like subtle one-liners.
All your cocks just got blocked.
Everything was shot really well. I mean, it jumps around and there's a lot of weird things going on. They use a lot of weird camera angles at times as well, but I think that's part of the strange nature of the story. It was shot professionally and it didn't seem that low budget, to be honest.
On the production side of things, I actually really enjoyed the soundtrack in this film. It had that retro feel.
It was very nostalgic of going back to the video game, like electronic sounds and everything. It was pretty cool.
All the actors did a pretty decent job playing the weird-ass characters that they did, and I really liked Misandra, played by Colleen Walsh. She was a badass in this world of like misogynists, and I know there's probably some not so subtle undertones about men and misogynistic tendencies.
Look, a girl! Let's gang rape her!
And so it was great to have Misandra whipping squirrels' heads off, shooting guys' dicks, and just dealing with these assholes that are trying to rape and kill people.
What'd you dislike about this film?
I think it was a little jumpy. It is an artistic style of film despite what the subject matter is. I mean, there's animation in spots, there's a lot of flashbacks, and I think people are gonna be turned off by how much it just kind of leaps all over the place.
You're trying to understand who the main character is, but they keep introducing new characters every like 15 minutes, and then we get that character's backstory, so you're like, well, who is our main character? Because you're building this development on all these characters, but who do we like, who do we root for, and who do we hate?
And what's tricky about that whole situation is they're often played by the same actors. Are these guys supposed to be somehow related? Are they going to announce that at some point down the road? It's just a low-budget movie recycling actors. That's fine, that's fine. It's just, it's confusing sometimes.
The first 40 minutes, I was just like scratching my head as to like, what is going on?
Luckily, we answered that in the first 12 seconds of this review. So you now have a proper synopsis that is not on IMDb. It's about misogyny and dicks and dick enhancement drugs.
I didn't like how many dicks there were. It totally caught me off guard seeing like a guy running around with like a boulder and then dicks hanging out and jizzing everywhere.
You don't like that?
Fucking threw me off.
That's not something you usually watch. I would have thought you would. You look like one of those guys.
Now it's time for final thoughts and ratings.
The Taint was a wacky, wacky movie. I did not know what I was getting into, but you know, I had a good time. You never know what to expect from scene to scene because the story changes and twists so often that you just can't keep everything straight. And that's kind of one of the downfalls of the film as well. But about 5 minutes in, after a few different twists and turns, you kind of realize what you're into. I thought the actors did a great job being wacky and awkward and handling the dick situation. So I'm gonna give this 3.5 coat hangers out of 5.
The Taint is definitely one of those films that has awesome kills and really cool deaths with practical effects. For people who like stories, this film does not really have it. The story is all over the place. There's way too many flashbacks, and it just gets confusing most of the time. So the story is the downfall, but the kills are awesome, and it is a very entertaining and funny movie. It's just awkward at the same time. So for me, it's right down the middle, and I'm gonna have to give this 2.5 creepy masks out of 5.
Well, I have to agree. The practical effects I really do like enjoy throughout this whole film. That was basically what held me in, like most of the film. Like I couldn't follow that story with a damn. Like it was just jumping all over the place. I do have to say I did enjoy Drew's performance. Very clueless. Some great one-liners. Totally oblivious from what the hell is actually going on. So I would have to give this film 3 jizz fountains out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on The Taint. If you have not seen it and you do want to check it out, there are links in the description where you can find it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything that's happening here on Bloodbath and beyond.